Hi, my name is Rebecca Texman with Chess NYC, and I'm going to show you how to quickly use and write down chess notation. So, to start, we have our white side and our black side. It is important that as a chess player that you write down both moves, both white and black. If you just write down your moves, not going to be so helpful. So, let's start. First move, let's say white makes, is e4. Now, we don't write pawn e4, we just write e with a lowercase letter, as we can see here, 4. By writing e4, we know that a pawn has been moved. Now, let's say black makes a move and they go e5. So we write e5. Say the next move that white makes is knight f3. So now we need to use our capital N f3. And let's say black goes knight c6. So N c6. Now let's say white brings out its bishop, bishop b5. And you notice here how I have a capital B for the bishop, a lowercase b for the square, and then the number for the square. Black then proceeds and plays knight f6. Knight f6. Now, I know that this knight didn't go to f6 and that it's this knight because this knight cannot go to f6. So I don't have to worry about which knight I'm moving in this case. Now let's say white decides to capture. So we would have bishop captures x, knight c6. And then black decides to capture back. So we, instead of writing pawn, because he has to capture back with a pawn, we would write d7 captures bishop c6. And then that is shown by this. Now, let's move down a couple moves. A bunch of moves have been played, and it is now white decides to castle. So, white decides to castle kingside. To show that, we do 0-0. And now black has a choice. Black can either decide to castle kingside or queenside. So let's say black decides to castle queenside. Again, we move the king 2 spaces, 1, 2, bring the rook to the other side, and we show that by 0-0-0. Now, let's proceed. We moved a bunch of moves forward, and there's pieces that are taken off the board. Lots of things happened. And let's say now white is ready to bring its pawn to the other side and promote to a queen. White decides to go f8, becoming a queen, and it is a check. So let's figure out how to write that. We have our pawn, let's go back, moved from f7, moves to f8 equals q for queen, and since it is a check, we put a plus sign for check. This game is far from over, but these are just the quick basics on how to record your chess notation.